Alright, in this video we're going to take a clean install of WordPress and add Woocommerce to it, just initially get it configured and set up Jetpack. And that process is pretty straightforward. Just go to Plugins, click Add New, search for the popular Woocommerce, install now. And you can go ahead and activate from here. And when you do, it should show up on the left to configure further. But before we do, it's going to want to take us through some setup steps, which I find are very useful. If you can do these steps, now is a good time. Just gonna plan to sell physical products. This can always be changed later. No, I don't need you to track anything. Let's go. It's going to walk you through payment processing. Watch this here because this is going to set up an account if you want to go through with it. I do not want to do either in this example. These are plugins you can add later and configure as needed. So this isn't, a necessary step right now to configure the rest of your cart. Shipping, I always harp on shipping. It's one of the few elements that really eats the bottom line if not dialed in, and can have wild variances depending on how things are set up. So this kind of gives you some basic configurations on how to begin your shipping rate methods. So right now I'm just going to leave it as flat rate. Leave that on. Location is not covered by other zones. I'm just going to turn that off for right now. And print ship labels at home. This is going to be a service through WooCommerce services and Jetpack. So if you need this feature, that would be an additional feature you can engage with. So I'm going to also turn that off. You can choose your units for both your weight and your dimensions. This will be needed if you bring in any third-party plugins like UPS or FedEx or something like that that's actually going to run an algorithm and try and calculate the size of the boxes and then return an estimated shipping rate. Oh, let's just give a fixed rate of $5. And again, shipping is not that simple in most cases. That might be something you really need to look into. But for now, we're just going through getting things set up, getting it into getting WooCommerce into WordPress. Automated taxes, I would say leave checked. You do need to have tax considerations. MailChimp, Facebook, no thanks right now. Go ahead and hit continue. And this is where you continue with Jetpack. And I would highly recommend getting this set up. This is going to be the service that provides you the automated taxes, which was the checkbox that we just checked. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of leave this alone, but I wanted to show you the steps that you either need to log in to a current account or you need to create a new account. And I'm not going to create a new account for this example. And I'm going to kind of go ahead and exit the setup there. After you set up your Jetpack, you kind of be redirected back to your site. And if you don't finish setting it up like I just did, you'll always get the opportunity to as well. It's going to give you notices, and even if you take that away, here's Jetpack over here on the left, along with WooCommerce also on the left. And it noticed that I didn't finish the wizard. So this is the run the setup wizard is going to take me through these steps again. And I just did not activate it at the Jetpack setting. Or you can skip setup and just go into it manually. The manual settings that you'll also maybe want to tweak even after you go through the wizard are all going to be found in WooCommerce under settings, and they're basically going to be wrapped up in these tabs at the top: general, products, tax, shipping, payments, account privacy, emails, and advanced. And kind of each one of these tabs theoretically could be a different video, but needless to say, these would be the areas to visit to further configure your store as you need it. Configure the email rules of the different types of orders when you have different password requests, refunds, on hold. You need to specify where they're going. And you got some advanced pages. This gets a little bit further into what you can do with WooCommerce, because there's a lot of really neat front-end things that you can utilize, but this is really going to be isolating the administrative core settings that you need to configure. So that will conclude this video about how to simply install WooCommerce into your WordPress site and begin the basic configurations for your cart.